Hi guys. I'm wearing the same shirt that I was wearing the night I felt like I was being arrested. Um, and the reason I'm talking about it is not kind of to get anybody in trouble, but it's just that I was going through something that day, and I didn't intentionally do it, and it just come out like that. I don't know why, but things happen for a reason. Um, I was having problems with one of my neighbors, and this happened before. At first, when I met one of my new neighbors, um, I feel like she misjudged me over my dogs. My dog, I've talked about my dogs a lot. um I can I can handle my dog, especially when somebody tells me that I cannot handle my dog. I I just go berserk because it's like they are saying that I am not able to handle my dogs. To me, my dogs are my emotional support. They keep me going. And when somebody challenged me to like something about my dogs that I cannot take her to me, it's like they're saying that I cannot take care of my child. And that is, you know, I'm doing the best I can because they're like my child. Well, and they're okay about it. They love me so much. Um they're my everything, my um emotional support. They've saved me from, beside my psychiatrist, besides they give me emotional support, and I will defend them. Well, anyway, she said that she threatened me. She said if um if anybody, I mean, if those dogs bit any of my kids, I'm gonna like um report the dogs. She didn't even gave me um like there was a way you could talk to you just moved there. There was some ways you can talk to me about my dogs without the way she made it seem. And she didn't talk to me, like she didn't give me a chance. I Sometimes I believe that we say things without even knowing um about the person. She didn't know that I was maybe someone with a mental issue. I don't expect everybody to know about it, but some people need to be educated about it, because we're not okay, and we don't like to I mean, we're not okay sometimes. Our medication, sometimes it's okay, sometimes it's not okay. They have to kind of understand we have to take medication. And sometimes the medication works. Some days you wake up and you're not feeling well. So it's not like to say, I don't, it's like I didn't ask for it to work like that, but it does work like that, you know. Anyway, and some people are, maybe she had a problem, maybe she can talk to me. She hasn't came and talked to me. I wish she would come and talk to me because maybe she has a mental issue. And if we can, you know I'm afraid that if I say anything now, she might say I'm probably making her feel I don't know. I still don't know how to handle people. But some people are, I've been through where some people might find it offensive now when I mention mental issue. I mean, I wish I knew if maybe she had a mental issue. There's nothing wrong with that. But after we've been through this argument, I feel like maybe that's not the best thing to talk about it. So I would rather just don't, you know, I don't like to cause any problems. Well, anyway, it the problem was uh, about my dog and the way she treated me. Okay, not only that, but that day I was she had the following day she had put a post where she was gonna put a fence, and that also did it for me. She posted a big fence, like big post, and I had already called the. This is where, just remember, this is where it gets. When she put the post, she posted all the way to the street. And I had already thought about making, way before she came around, I had already thought of making a post. And I even thank her. I thank her, but it might have sound and like I was laughing, but no, I was really happy that they were actually gonna put a post, because I had already planned to put a fence, but they just, by me seeing that, they actually made it feel so uh um uh more, they made it seem more um like more helpful for me, because I don't have to pay that much money, and I could just put a post in front of my yard and then the side. And I have been planning it for my doggies, because I want to be able to let them out and without any fear of people, and that would be an awesome. I could see them in the front. I could sit down in the front. I could spend with them inside, outside, in the backyard, and it's just so cool. Well, I said something about that, but in a kindly way. I said, thank you. Thank you, because I had already planned to, but I didn't talk to her. I spoke to her man. And then right away, out of my remarks, which was a good intentional remark, I, she, I mean, he, oh, it wasn't us, it was the landlord. And I said, oh, okay, well, the landlord. And he was being okay about it. And then she came around, she started talking to me, like, what? But it wasn't because of me talking to her. She overheard stuff that I was saying, that I was being nice to him. And I guess that's her woman. I felt like I was being nice to her, and I felt that that was her woman, and I didn't feel right talking to her. I mean, talking to him and not the woman. That's why I said, "Is your wife?" Oh, that's her. And so I'm glad as soon as she heard that, she came, and with that attitude, I am, and I'm like, well, I guess she found it offensive, and I thought it was right to just talk to her directly, because I don't know her, and she might be offensive that I'm doing all the talking, and her man is doing, he's being nice about it. But then that's why I did what I did. She came again with a bad attitude. I was, uh, that's what did it to me. I started telling her off again, because it was just something about me that she had on me. I don't know what it is. Sometimes, we have something that people, I don't know, they don't feel, and maybe that's what it was. People sometimes don't understand about what that girl, that person has, and they just feel jealous about, or they just feel, I don't know, without even getting to know the person themselves, they're already causing problems with that person. I think that that's something that needs to be fixed on their side, not our side. Even if we have a mental issue on that area, people need to know what's going on. Well, anyway, I I went for a walk. I was going through no Wi-Fi, and y'all know me on YouTube. I want to be on YouTube. I want to be with y'all. I miss y'all. Y'all have been my help. And I was only going to be just, I guess, a little while without Wi Fi. So I went, I noticed that I went and hit somewhere where I always went to the laundromat. And I went and hit somewhere where I knew I could be. And uh, uh, there's this laundromat that has a Wi-Fi for free. They even let you have it for free. And so I hit over there, and I didn't know what time they closed. I didn't even know that they had a gate on there. So I went to a hit somewhere, and I noticed that they had locked me. They locked me out. Uh, when I saw, I noticed that they had locked me, or they had a gate, and because sometimes I forget, they lock me air somehow. They lock me there, and um, I don't know. I was just going through this, and I had told my daughter that I guess I was gonna sleep in the street tonight, but that's okay. I didn't want them to worry. And she called me back and she said, "Mama, I cannot deal with you sleeping in the street. I'm gonna have to pay your uh, uh, bill, and I just can't stand you being in the street." So she paid my bill. She tried paying it, but I had to do it with my phone. And then she tried paying it herself. So I figured, okay, she probably paid it twice. To pay it one time, and then I would pay it another time. So I told the police, yeah, the police was involved, and I guess I decided to go. My Wi-Fi was always dying. My phone was dying. It went dead. I couldn't call, and I'm a sick person. If I fall, and I don't know, I just feel like I cannot be alone. I gotta have at least a phone to call somebody for emergency. So I started getting scared, and I didn't have that. So while I was locked in, I felt like mm, maybe I should just call the neighbor, the owner of another. Uh, you know, he. I told him to call the cops, and so he called the cops, and they came, and I just it just felt like I was locked up. It feels like I was back locked up. It just wasn't a good feeling. I was so embarrassed because the cars were passing, and this is one of my closest neighbor. I'm sure they recognized me. I feel so embarrassed, and I was so tired because I do have a disability, and I was thinking about what I went through. I mean, what I was dealing with at home, and now when I woke up this morning, I wonder if the owners, they built the fence there but they weren't supposed to be a fence there because that's public, maybe public, maybe they didn't call the HAOC or something like that. I'm wondering now, you know, maybe they were supposed to call the HBOC or something, and because some of the land is considered public and they didn't do that, that's why either the cops didn't do me anything. They could have arrested me, but they couldn't. The owner couldn't do it because maybe he could have gotten in trouble, uh because I'm just wondering. It's not to cause anybody embarrassment. It's just wondering why I went through that while I was going through, um, But the cops. I always go. Cops. I've always believed they're good kids. They always been very good to me, but they didn't like me um, drinking a lot. 'Cause I used to drink a lot and get into another um, problems, but they were always good with me. They always cared about me, and they were good cops. So that's another story. Thank you. Have a blessed day.